Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tasting Tuesday. It's so good to see you guys this morning. If you're probably wondering, wait a minute, how is he doing the live recording and flying an airplane? Well, actually, guys, I'm just telling you now, this is a pre-recorded Tasting Tuesday because actually right now as we speak, I'm either en route or up in the air at 3,500 feet flying a plane right now. So I decided to do this tasting, not a live one today, but I decided to post it at our normal time at 11:30, so that you guys can still enjoy your Tasting Tuesdays in the morning. We'll have something to wake up to, or even something to watch up later. But as you can see, that this is posted on Instagram TV, and you can see that as well as our first episode of one of my web series, Extraordinary. Episode 1. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, give that a check that out, see what that's like. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Hard working on part 2 right now, and I can tell you it's definitely going to be an amazing series. So just want to let you guys know we just did a little pre-recording of this, just still get you guys a Taste of Tuesday because my schedule is packed this week. Not only do I have flights going on, but I've got so many other things that I have planned out in the pipeline, and that's why I decided, hey man, the coffee still must flow. So let's get some tasting going. Today we're still going to be working with our Komodo Dragon. So remember, this week I still want you guys to make sure you get in the bag. Next week I still want you guys to get another bag of Komodo Dragon. We're still going to finish up with that, but tomorrow I should have a better or another coffee for you guys to experiment with. We're just going to do something real simple today. Nothing really fancy, really crazy or anything like that. We are going to do a fan favorite that a lot of our Tasting Tuesday patrons really like. Specifically, there's a couple fans I could think of in particular. And that's our German style iced coffee. And usually I've used the Komodo Dragon as a base for the Komodo, or for the German style iced coffee. And it's a big fan favorite. It's a really simple recipe, and we'll dive into that. I'll also be showing you as we're using our Komodo Dragon. We're just gonna make it as normal today, but we'll also do a little Komodo Dragon with want to experiment with a little tool that I've used it before, the little milk frother. That we can just add a little cream, a little flavor to. So I've got some milk that I'm going to use already, some good old coconut milk. We can use whatever milk you like, but we'll go ahead and get started. Let's make some coffee. So bring you guys over. Station 2. And as you can see, we've got our coffee all ready. So I've already got that ground. Our water is almost ready to boil, and yes, I do have the water ready this time. But I'm also going to introduce you guys to one of these tools. This is a milk frother, and this is something that you can use to help kind of like get your milk basically it's almost like it's not like a steam wand, but it's almost sort of like kind of acts like one. But it's basically to give your trying to like soften your milk up and give it a little bit of more texture. And I'll just show you how it works here. So I'm gonna just open this. But I hope you guys are all doing well this morning. Hope you guys are nice and up and at 'em. If you happen to come by my store, or you did come by my store this morning, hope you got to swing by and say hello. It's kind of be cool to be doing this in 2 different places. It was like, wait a minute, how is he doing that and Tasting Tuesday? Well, that is the power of the magic of video, my friend, being able to pre-record. So this is what it looks like here. Turn it on just like this. That's gonna whip up the the milk there. So we've already got our coffee. We're gonna get that ready. And I'm actually going to do this in we'll go ahead and use our French press again today. So we'll just work with something real simple today. Like I said, we're not gonna do anything too crazy. So we'll go ahead, and we've already got our coffee ground. Go ahead and pour that in. We'll wait for our or water to boil. But as we're waiting, I'd like to go ahead and get started on that milk. So let's go ahead and take our coconut milk. And I'm sure you guys will leave us some nice comments, I'm sure. Pour some of that coconut milk in. Just only gonna use a little bit. Let that vibe on the side right there. Take our whisk, we already have it in. Give it a nice little whisk there. So this almost kind of like aerates the milk in a sense, and it kind of brings the flavors of the sugars up to the top, and it's going to give us a nice little. There you go. We're going to do that for just a couple more seconds and stop. Yeah, this one isn't like a timer or anything like that, but as you can see, our milk is aerated here. I don't know if you guys can see that well, but it is definitely aerated here. Give our coffee a little bit of flavor today. Oh, so that means, guys, hearing that, we've got our hot water ready. So we'll go ahead and pour that in. I'm just gonna pour it in right up about a little bit above half today, because we are gonna use that for later as well. Oh, let me take that off right there. Let that vibe right there. Good, we got our French press going, so we've got nice, just this very simple French press coffee. And we'll set our timer, of course, for, you guessed it, 4 minutes. So we'll go ahead and set that, and bingo. 4 minutes, it should be nice and ready for us. So in the meantime, kind of just tell you guys what's kind of been going on. It's been real interesting, just with our store lately. We've opened the inside, but we obviously you can come inside, do your mobile order pickup, or you can even come up inside, and we've got the plexiglass now where you can come in and actually do a full transaction if you'd like. I would just say, as far as safety is concerned, like I said, the drive-thru is always open, and then you could just always still do a simple mobile order pickup. But we have, obviously, the cafe or the patio area at specifically our store is not open. So we just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that too. But other than that, it's been good to see everyone. Again, people have been pulling in. It's been so great to see you guys in the morning. I'm so happy to see you guys. And just don't forget your face mask. That's all I can say. Just don't forget your face mask when you come in. But it's definitely been fun seeing everyone. We're starting to see some of our regulars come through. We've been mostly seeing a lot of our regulars come in through the store anyway. So, obviously everyone's just taking their own cautions. However you feel coming to the store, that's totally up to you. But like I said, just be safe out there, guys. I want you guys to be safe. Come grab a bag of coffee, come grab that and do that, and you'll be all good. But with our German style iced coffee, we're gonna go with that. I think we've kind of given a description already of what the Komodo Dragon is, and actually, because we're actually gonna be, this will actually, I think, be one of the first Tasting Tuesdays that we'll be able to archive. So this is kind of great too, because in the past we've done the live streams. And for whatever reason, I don't know why it was not saving, even with the feature of the save video on, it was not saving any of the video to the camera roll. And so I had to kind of think of some different ways of being able to archive some of these tastings. So this is like I think our 6th or 7th tasting now. And now we have the proper way to just kind of archive everything and get this started. Always a work in progress. So I'm just going to go ahead and read the description of what the Komodo Dragon is. And basically, the Komodo Dragon blend, like I said, this is this blend. This is what, first off, it's one of my favorite blends. And again, I'll restate the reason why. Basically, back in high school, there was times where I used to get stopped by Starbucks. We used to do it for lunch. Sometimes, usually not before. Sometimes, depending on when we got there, we would go before, especially in my senior year of high school. We would go before classes started, depending on how our schedules were. And then this would also be like a lunch thing, just grab something really quick, just kind of get a afternoon pickup, and then after school. And it was always fun after school because I worked at a Blockbuster at the time, and I remember kids, everyone, all of my classmates and stuff like that, and friends would, you know, especially on a Friday, would come to come to the Blockbuster, and they would, you know, we talk about movies and games and stuff like that, and just all kinds of stuff. And I remember just everyone always had Starbucks, and it was just like, hey Dave, you coming to Starbucks with us after? It was like, oh yeah, that'd be great. And Komodo Dragon was always my go-to coffee. I think it was just because I like the name so much. You guys know I love Asian culture. I just love all of that stuff. And just remember, I just saw the bag design. I was just like, whoa, that looks really cool. I'll try that. And for whatever reason, I don't know, it was just maybe just the way it tasted, the smell, just everything that was around me at that point. I just fell in love with it. The flavors, they're really complex and had this really herbal taste to it, so I just really enjoyed that. And I just had it with some, I remember I had it, the first time I had it straight up. I just had just a little sample of it. And then oh, that's our timer right there. Then the you know, other times I would add cream and sugar and stuff to it. And then lo and behold, you know, 12 years later, who knew I'd be working at one as a, you know, a coffee leader and a coffee master at our store. So it turned out to be pretty cool. But this has always been a flavor that's been kind of close to me, because this is just sometimes I use this, you know, again, now I kind of use it as a pre-workout next to that, or a veranda blend, or even a blonde espresso if things get really crazy. But I don't know, this Komodo Dragon's always kind of been there. I know they would, fun fact about this is that they've been selling this or for a while, but in 1997, that's when they first started selling it online. So this is one of the very first coffees that you can get. I remember purchasing online, and it's been one of our popular coffees too. It's a delicious dark roast, and it's kind of been our cadence for this for this week or last week. I think there's gonna be a different cadence this week. I have to look. Obviously, I'm speaking to you in the past to the future, so I should know by definitely our next tasting, or even by tomorrow, which will be, at this point, would be Wednesday, when that will be. So what the next coffee is. So again, I will try to post that for you, but this is great because this is archived now. I'm gonna give this a plunge right now because it is done. Go ahead and push that down. We've already got our milk, but I'm gonna do it so that everyone can see it. We're gonna do two things here. First off, I'm gonna get a glass for our German style iced coffee, and then I'm gonna get one for our regular tastings. Okay, so just grab a little shot for our tasting. And we'll grab one for our German style iced coffee. So, got that there. Got a nice little martini glass right there. Go ahead and let's go ahead and start off with our little one here. So, let's give that a pour. There we go. Just a little bit. I'm gonna set that, got that vibe right here. Then we're gonna take our milk that we've already whisked. This is just coconut milk, just to soften it up a little bit. There we go. And nothing crazy, guys. It's a nice little sample. So, salute from you, from the past. Oh, that hit the spot. Oh man, that hit the spot. That's really good. Very smooth, especially with the coconut milk. That's what I'm using. You can use any kind of milk you like. I'm preferably using coconut milk, but definitely tastes good. Oh, that was really, really good. God, really good. So that's just our regular coffee. And again, kind of like the tradition that we kind of do with Tasting Tuesday is that we would do we take one of our core coffees, in this case is the Komodo Dragon, and we would just sample that out. We always have everyone taste. First they smell, then they slurp, and then they taste the flavors, and then they kind of describe the notes and flavors and aromas that they're detected in that coffee. And so as we're doing as we're doing these tastings in the future, I just want to let you guys know, just always when we have our coffee, our core coffee picked out, the first thing that we do is that we just do a regular tasting first with just, and it could be naked, just with no cream or anything. Today I just decided, because I really wanted to use my milk frother today again. And we would just sample out just a little thing of coffee. It could be any coffee you'd like. Like I said, this week is Komodo Dragon. We do that first, and then we move on to our kind of like our specialty drink, or our kind of like off menu drink. So in this case, we're gonna do the German style iced coffee again, and this has been a fan favorite. It's very, very simple, but I'm gonna kind of modify it a little bit. So we've got our martini glass, and we're gonna grab a couple items here. I'm gonna get some chocolate syrup. I'm gonna get that lined up, and I'm gonna grab a plate here because we are going to have some fun with this today. I'm gonna go ahead and get some syrup up on here. Some syrup. Just some chocolate drizzle on here. Again, I hope everyone's doing great. If you look up in the skies today, I should be up in the skies today, or actually on Monday, Memorial Day, I actually had what was known as a presidential TFR, so I didn't get a chance to fly. It kind of sucked. I mean, I made it to the airport, had the plane prepped and ready, and then I found out that there was a presidential TFR, or temporary flight restriction, that was in effect until 3 o'clock. And it didn't start until 11:15, which is right around the time that I got to the airport. And it was like, oh, it sucked so hard, because it was like, I got there, got the plane prepped, it was all ready to go, and what you have to do is have to call, tell flight service station, hey, this is so-and-so, put all my information in, tell them, I'm going to be in the sky in the next couple minutes, I'm going to be heading to this gate, whatever, to this location. I had to get my squawk code and frequency, and they told me, it was like, whoa, where are you going? And it's just like, no, fortunately, you're not going to be able to fly, buddy, unless you're heading out of that area. And the area that I fly in is a very, very heavily regulated area. I mean, we are near Andrews Air Force Base and stuff like that. So, it's obviously, they told me, and it couldn't do any pattern work whatsoever, which is why I noticed why there weren't any planes kind of in the sky. So when I got there, because usually sometimes there are, but I thought, okay, maybe everybody just left or something like that. But no, it was literally a presidential temporary flight restriction that kind of slowed us down. So, but at least I got a chance to see my Yuri-sama, my sensei in the sky, as I call her, Yuri. So she's an incredible flight instructor. So at least I got to see her. That was great, but I will see her later on today, or as we speak right now. So hopefully, I'm probably prepping the plane at this point. But we're just gonna go ahead and rim our glass here. There we go. It's looking good. There we go. Great. So we've gone ahead and rimmed our glass, as you can see. And let this vibe on this side right here. All right. Trick is, we're going to take our coffee first. Just pour that in. There we go. Now, I'm going to do something a little different today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to actually do what I've been wanting to do for a long time with certain coffees. But we're going to add that Bailey's to it. So let me grab that Bailey's real quick. It's kind of similar to the Cafe Toledo in a sense. But I got to use up this Bailey's, so we're definitely going to do that. So we're just going to add just a little bit, just a little touch. Just a little bit. That's it. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Love to see that Bailey's mixing in with that coffee. It's so delicious. And you got that in there. Next up, we're gonna grab some ice cream. Get it out. There we go. Uh-oh. Put that up there. So grab some ice cream here. Using vanilla bean, of course. Vanilla bean, I've noticed, has been just a common ice cream flavor that I mostly use. And it's only simply because it's really good. So take a scoop of ice cream, put that in. Take another scoop, put that in. So I put about 3 scoops in there. Let that go. Good. Seal that up. Let that vibe. Like I said, nothing too crazy today, guys. It's something kind of real simple. So we got our Komodo Dragon coffee. Got our Komodo Dragon coffee in there. We've got our little bit of Bailey's that we put in on the top. Then we just layered it with some 3 scoops of vanilla bean ice cream. And then we're going to top it off with, of course, you guessed it, more coffee. So we've done this drink before many times. I'm always finding interesting ways to kind of change it up a little bit. Then, of course, we got to add the piece de resistance right there. We got to add the whipped cream. So we'll grab some whipped cream out. Nice little shake. I'm just going to put just a little at the top. Just a little bit. That vibe right there. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take our chocolate syrup. And I'm just going to pour just a nice little design on there. Kind of like in a form, like I'm forming a Z like Zorro. Like his Zorro slashes. There you go. There we go. And I'm actually going to do a little something different today too. I'm also going to top this off with a little bit of cinnamon. So I'm going to grab some ground cinnamon. And bingo bango. Top it off just like that. Boy, that's pretty. And if you have cinnamon sugar topping at home, that's also another good idea to add. Or if you even have like chocolate shavings or something like that, taking some chocolate and just sprinkling that on, that's also another good idea too. In this case, I'm just going to use cinnamon today. And let these vibe right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a delicious German style iced coffee. Very simple, very good, and like I said, I've rimmed the glass with some nice chocolate. And here, let's get a little close up there real quick again. Let's zoom in, get you guys a look at what you're seeing. Delicious. All right, I'll set you guys back up right there. But there you have it. That's our German style iced coffee right there, all ready for you. Using our Komodo Dragon. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. It was something that we've kind of done before, but now it's kind of archived so that you guys can look at it at your own time, at your own will. Yeah, man, this is great that we're kind of getting to do this, and that you guys are still, even though this is not a live stream, you guys will still have a chance to kind of still be able to see and join in on the tasting or the virtual tasting that we're doing. Like I said, this has been really fun, guys, being able to do this. I know things are, like I said, there's still, you know, certain things are opening up, but then, you know, we're in this new normal now. And I hope that you guys are really enjoying the tastings and stuff. As always, I want you guys to always let me know what you guys are drinking. What are some of your favorite drinks that you like? Maybe we could put some spins on those drinks. You know, I love to take a drink and modify it, make it 10 times better. I have so many more ideas to do with this German size coffee. Like I said, adding the Baileys is always a good thing. You can always add Kahlua, which is also another great little alcoholic beverage that you can add to it. But it's but if you want to go strictly virgin on it, obviously don't even add that stuff to it. But I just hope that you guys all have a wonderful and awesome day. Hopefully I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful day today. I hope everyone had a beautiful and safe weekend. Oh, and I don't know if you guys know, but there is this amazing. I don't have a movie recommendation for you this week, but instead, I want to introduce you guys. For those of you who don't know, if you guys don't know, I do read manga. I love manga to death. I think manga is really awesome. If you don't know what manga is, basically, in a sense, they're Japanese graphic novels or Japanese comic books in book form. But one of my favorite ones that I'm reading right now, and it's based off of a TV show that's currently on Netflix right now. It's really, really good. It's called Cells at Work. I really talk about this at work a lot. It's a really great show, and if you happen to be a nurse, doctor, or anybody in the medical field, this show is right up your alley. I say this is what the Magic School Bus would be like if the Japanese made it, and that's exactly what it is. It's actually so good that it's actually incredibly, incredibly educational. And this is the manga right here. Oh, sorry. This is the manga right here. This is the first issue right here that I'm reading right now, or going back and reading. But the show is on Netflix. Look for it. It's really good. The show is about this red blood cell and white blood cell. The red blood cell's job is to carry nutrients and oxygen to the blood. The white blood cell, his job is to fight infections. And let's just say, I'm gonna leave it there. It's really good, very educational. Again, and these are the actual functions that those cells do in your body. So when you watch it, each episode is named after a different kind of condition or a disease, sickness, or I hate to say even virus or cancer that, or just certain things that deal with the body that they deal with, and so they're named after that. There's examples when you get for allergy season. I think there's this one called oh goodness, what was the name of that allergy? I forgot the name of the episode, but it was yellow something, I forget. But there's also one that deals with scrape wounds, and you're dealing with how the platelets are kind of these little kids that walk around like ah-cha, ah-cha. When, especially when they're stepping down the steps, they're so adorable. But they use their fibrous to kind of like cover the wound, and then infections come up, and then the white blood cell has to fight them. It's just such an awesome show. It's they're working on a season 2 right now. I think even because of the COVID virus that's going around, they're kind of saying like, oh, we might want to delay season 2 because we're talking about some heavy stuff. But it's a really good show. It's very educational, and if you haven't already, the manga is good. The artwork is absolutely beautiful in there, and that's the one thing I really like about these things, is just the artwork is absolutely great. I think that's the killer T cell that we're seeing right now. But like I said, if you happen to be in the medical profession or doctor or anything dealing with medical stuff, it's right up your alley. But if not, definitely give it a shot. So again, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. This is going right out. This should be going up right at the time that we normally doing our tasting, and we should be doing another tasting again next Tuesday. So I'm hoping you guys have a wonderful and beautiful day, and I'll see you next time on the next Tasting Tuesday. Take care, everyone.